If you're like most people, then your home is probably the most expensive thing that you will ever purchase, unless you do a remortgage and purchase a new home. But more likely than not, your home is going to be the most expensive thing that you purchase. So don't let your pride stand in the way of you asking a question that you feel might be a silly question, but could cost or save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of pounds. My name is Anthony Lindsay, and I'm an FCA qualified and regulated mortgage broker. I help first-time buyers and people looking for a remortgage purchase their new home or get a mortgage. I've been in finance for over 30 years, so I know a thing or two. Now, today what I want to talk about really is a few things that your mortgage broker should tell you, especially if you're a first-time buyer. Now, you shouldn't feel that you can't ask any question, whether you're a first-time buyer or having a remortgage. If you have a question, you should feel comfortable enough with your mortgage broker that you can ask that question and not feel like it's a silly question. But I feel that as an experienced mortgage broker, someone that's quite experienced in finance, I have the obligation and the duty of walking my clients through the entire process. Because sometimes just by walking them through the process and saying, look, you may know this, but let me just walk you through the process, it takes the pressure off. I always ask my clients to tell me to skip over the bits they already understand and ask me to slow down on the bits that they don't understand. So one of the first things that your mortgage broker should tell you is his or her fees and when they are payable. Now, some mortgage brokers charge fees, some don't. Some mortgage brokers may charge a fee for an agreement in principle, some may charge it at offer, some may charge it at completion. There's all different structures, but it's very important that they're transparent with their fee structure and their fee timelines. And within the conversation about fees, I think it's just makes sense to then explain to a client what the process looks like. So what does the home buying process look like? What are the key stages? If you're a first-time buyer, you may not be familiar with those stages. So having an understanding is very important because it can help take some of the pressure off you, and it can help you feel less anxious if you know that certain things take a certain amount of time. Currently, it's taken about 6 months for mortgages to complete. So that's from the day that you make the offer all the way to the day that you're looking forward to, which is the day that you get the keys to your new home. It can be shorter, it can be longer. One of the things that you should consider, especially if you're a first-time buyer, is are you buying a property that is in a chain? So that could mean that the person that you're purchasing the property from has to then purchase another property. A chain can make things quite complicated because the property that they're buying, that person may be buying another property. So there's a lot of moving parts in there. So if you are purchasing a property, you do want to understand if the seller is purchasing another property, will that delay the process? But on average, it's taking about 6 months to purchase a home. Now, within the process and within what your broker should be telling you, your broker should also be telling you about the risks. So there's something called gazumping. So in the UK, when you're purchasing a home, the contract is not binding until pretty much the very late stages. So what can happen quite frequently is you can make an offer on a property. The seller can accept that offer. You can start the entire process. You can, get your valuation done. You can get your mortgage offer issued. And then that seller can take an offer from someone else. So someone might come and give them a higher offer, and they may accept that and then come back to you and say, well, what they want to do is increase the price. So you're in a situation where you may have already invested some money in the purchase, and they're now telling you that they want more money. So that is called gazumping. So your mortgage broker should make you aware of that. Within that, you should also consider the fact that a lot of purchases don't go through, whether it's because of gazumping, because the seller changes their mind, the buyer changes their mind, somewhere in the chain something changes. So just because you've got your heart set on this particular home, you've got your mortgage offer, you've started the process, it doesn't mean that it's going to go through. Now, I'm not saying this that you can have a doom and gloom feeling, but it's my responsibility, or your mortgage broker's responsibility, to let you know what might happen. Another thing that you want your mortgage broker to tell you is that if you're purchasing a property like a home, you will need building insurance. So if you're purchasing a house, the bank, in order to release the funds to you when you move towards completion, in order for them to release the funds, they will need to know that you have building insurance. That's one of the things that your solicitor will confirm with you. Usually around the time of exchange, you'll get a notification from your solicitor saying, you need to go out and you need to get your building insurance. You need to start it on this particular date, etc. Now, you can go online and get building insurance, but do keep in mind, not every bank will accept every insurer. So your broker should be aware and actually should be talking to you about not only building insurance, but also protection. So that's another thing that your broker should definitely talk to you about. Now, you may feel that they're just trying to sell you a product, but that's not the case. They are required, we as mortgage brokers are required to talk to you about protection, to assess your needs and understand what you already have in place, where the gaps are, and where you might be vulnerable as far as sickness, death, losing your job. So it's a required part of the process that your mortgage broker talks to you about protection. And if you're purchasing a house, they should be talking to you about building insurance. I guess the key is this. You should find a mortgage broker that you trust, someone that's been referred to you, potentially by someone that's used them recently, someone that is competent and responsive. The mortgage process is only as fast as the slowest person. So you don't want your mortgage broker to be the slowest person in the process, which could delay the deal. There's a saying in the industry, which is time kills deals. Time kills deals. So if your mortgage broker is being unresponsive, if he's not getting back to the bank with additional requests for documentation or different things that the bank may need, that could kill the deal. So everything could be moving forward. The seller could be eager to sell, but your mortgage broker could tie up the whole process by not being responsive. So how do you avoid that? One of the things that you want to do is make sure that you are working with someone that has a proven track record, someone who understands what they're doing. Now, we'll all run into situations where something may happen that we've never encountered before. You want someone that's a part of a team that they can get the answers to the questions that they need and can also be completely transparent with you if they meet or run into any obstacles. A mortgage broker is your employee. So whether you're paying them a fee or not paying them a fee, the bank does pay what's called a proc fee or procuration fee. So that mortgage broker is being paid for their time and their services. So you should have a high expectation, and they should deliver on that expectation by keeping you up to date with what's going on. They should tell you what to anticipate and they should talk you through the process. Most importantly, they should let you know that there is no stupid question when you're spending so much money on probably the most expensive thing that you'll purchase in your life. So If you are a first-time buyer, you're looking for a remortgage and you don't have a broker and you'd like to speak to someone that's going to be honest and responsive, my information is in the description. My name is Anthony Lindsay, and I am here to answer your questions and to support you in purchasing your home.